So now let's talk about trig substitution with secant of theta. In this example, we have this x squared minus a squared. Our a in this case is 2, because the square root of 4 is 2, right? So, let's set this up. So, x equals a is 2 secant theta. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the derivative of that so that we have something to plug in for dx. dx equals 2 secant theta times tangent of theta. Okay? So, what we're going to do next is we're going to solve for secant of theta so that we can set up our triangle. X divided by 2 equals secant theta, right? It's coming from this equation. Now we're going to draw our little triangle. Here's our angle that we're going to determine all the sides from. So, if cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and secant is the equivalent of 1 over cosine, that must mean that secant is hypotenuse over adjacent, right? So our hypotenuse is going to be x, and our adjacent is going to be 2. So that means this side length is the square root of x squared minus 4. Pythagorean theorem. Now, here's where our little friend, tangent of theta, comes in. We're going to find what tangent of theta equals. So, tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent, opposite, square root of x squared minus 4, and adjacent is 2. Now, we don't want to have the square root of x squared minus 4 divided by 2. We just want to have the square root of x squared minus 4. So, we multiply both sides by 2. 2 tan theta equals the square root of x squared minus 4. Okay, so now you have this that you can plug in, and you have your dx that you can also plug in. So let's rewrite this in terms of trig values. So 1 over 2 tangent of theta, and then our dx is 2 secant theta times tangent of theta, over 1. So you can see that our 2's cancel, and our tangents cancel. So we're left with secant of theta. Now, the integral of secant of theta is ln of secant of theta plus tangent of theta. This is a fairly known integral, but if you don't know that, that's what it is. But you see, we can't just leave this as secant of theta and this as tangent of theta. We were given it in terms of x. This would be like if you were to do u substitution and you were to leave it in terms of u. You just can't do that. So, we know that secant of theta is x divided by 2, so we're going to plug that in. And then we know that tangent of theta is the square root of x squared minus 4 divided by 2. So we plug that in too. Absolute value bar equal plus c